Hey everybody, welcome to JFT Trucking. This is JFT TV and my name is Anthony and I wanted to do a quick video. This is actually my first week in owning my own trucking company, and I have my first Freightliner 2020 M2, and I'm actually on my second load. I took my first load down to Elkhart, Kansas from the Minneapolis area. It was a great drive down there in the middle of nowhere. But I will say, when I got there, the company that received the shipment were really awesome. And talking with them, the guy loading my truck was doing a really good job with the loader. And in talking with him and just making some conversation, I let him know that I'm brand new at doing this. And he was really excited about hearing about that and actually opened up. And him and I began talking. And I want to share with you some of the fruits of that conversation and what's really important in communicating in these drop-offs and throughout the entire process, actually, and how to build, sales and loads and revenues. And I'll get to that in just a second. But yeah, the drive down there was awesome. Great weather. I left Minneapolis. It was snowing, cold. I got down to Kansas, and it was near 80, 85 degrees and beautiful. When I dropped off in the morning there, I didn't quite know what to do, but I went into the office there. I was the first one to be there, and they told me which bay to back up to, and I'm quite happy to report that I actually backed it up right onto that dock perfectly again, which I'm very nervous about every time doing it wrong. But I get out, I go back and look, make sure it's all clear and everything, and I back it up with a rear view camera that I have, plus just looking at my mirrors. And in talking with that person who was loading my truck, and in telling him who I was and everything, just being polite and having some humility went a long way with him. And he began talking about needing box trucks to do future loads, and really wanted me to talk with the person that does all of their shipping and receiving there. And that guy came out 5 minutes later and gave me his business card and asked if I'd be willing to come on down and not only do runs down there, but if I was ever down in the area to pick up loads and go back to Minnesota with. And I thought to myself, man, what a great way to head back out of there on that lane. It was a great rate going down, and I got over $2.50 a mile, about $2.50 a mile, and then going back, I think I can get pretty close to that as well. So that lane will be really good for me in what is really notoriously not a very good lane to go to Kansas. But what I want to talk about also is on the way back. My dispatcher had a load for me to pick up in Hutchinson, Kansas, and I did that, fully loaded 9,000 pounds, and the wind began picking up. The person told me back in the Elkhart, Kansas area that it was expecting 70-mile-an-hour winds that day today, and I was like, really? So I got up to Hutchinson and got loaded, and I began taking off. The winds by this time were already at 30 miles an hour, and I got to tell you, people were going by me and flying by, and I was kind of frustrated thinking, why am I not only going any faster? Because if I hit above 40 miles an hour, the truck would really begin to lean and kind of go into the other lane and have a hard time fighting it back. So I just said to myself, hey, slow and easy, let them go. And sure enough, about a half hour later, the traffic backed up. Highway 50 had been shut down, and I'd been rerouted. When I came back towards getting on the 50, where it's rerouting me, there was a huge backup, and so I was stuck there for about an hour. And the winds are about 40 miles an hour this time, and just being parked, the box was shaking. I was like, wow, imagine flying really fast in that. It was just like a sailboat take you off. And as the traffic got going, and I got it to where the incident was what was going on, it looked like two vehicles had just smashed in the middle of this 2-lane freeway, one lane going each way, and there was car parts, tires, motor everywhere, and definitely nobody could survive that accident. It was very harrowing to see, and it shook me a little bit, and definitely said my thank yous and felt grateful that I was going slow and not pushing it. But in the back of my mind, I was also fighting the fact that I had to go so many miles and get that delivery done tomorrow or the following day, day after tomorrow. And I was worried about only making today 250 miles. But safety is always first, and that wreck definitely pointed out the importance of making sure that we all drive safely. And I also want to share with you, as I've been stopping, I talk with a lot of truck drivers in these truck stops and rest areas, and introduce myself, let them know I'm new, and ask them some questions about some things. And so far, everyone, without a doubt, has been extremely helpful and very easy to talk with. and I'm learning a whole lot. So I really appreciate the environment that I'm in, and it seems to be so far working very well. I want to let you all know that it's extremely important to also maintain good logs. I have the Keep Trucking log I use my ELD through, and I'm still kind of confused about the off-duty, when to do that, not do it, but I'm getting better. The thing I like about Keep Trucking, and I'm sure they all do it, but so far my experience with Keep Trucking has been top-notch. I can call them 24/7, tell them what's going on, and they walk me through the process step by step, so I stay in compliance if and when I get inspected, and I feel really good about that. So for all of you that are looking about getting into this business or new in the business, there are some tips and pointers that I can share with you in just my first couple loads. I think if you have a company like Keep Trucking, just know that there's an ease of use. They'll walk you through that whole thing, navigating your whole trip. So don't worry about being nervous about that as far as not knowing what you're doing, because they are there to help, and they do help. The other thing is making sure that you do take your time in doing these pre-trip inspections. I've so far had no issues, but it's been nice to go around the truck with some of these truckers doing these truck stops and having them show me how they do their trip, their pre and post trip inspections. It's been very beneficial and enlightening. So I just would encourage you, as you're driving and you're pulling over, feel free to reach out and have some humility, introduce yourself, and ask for help. I think when you come across that way, people really feel a sense of wanting to help versus someone thinking they know it all and they've got this, because you can easily sniff that out. And I know I don't. So it's really important that I stay humble and I seek help. Today was extremely hot, 90 degrees, 40, 50 mile an hour winds, and it was extremely brutal driving, white knuckling sometimes, and staying on the road and everything. And I only made about 225 miles, so I hopefully will be able to make up some miles tomorrow and get close to the destination for the drop-off on Thursday morning. I figure I'll get about within 100 miles, hopefully, pull over, and then be able to drive in Thursday morning and get offloaded. For those of you that are watching the video, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell to get the notifications on future videos that I put out. I have a lot of stuff, some video and pictures that I've taken on the course of my runs, but until I get home and have the space and time to put some stuff together and make it look really nice, I decided to kind of do these videos in the meantime in order to document my process and to help keep you folks on the journey with me. One other thing that happened on the trip today that is significant to point out that I found quite warming was I was pulled over and getting fuel and DEF, and I wanted to also get my load weight. I knew I had about 9,300 pounds left to load on my truck, and I wanted to make sure that when they said they gave me 9,000 pounds, that it was that, and I was still going to be in compliance and not be over 26,000 pounds. And sure enough, I came back with about 300 pounds to go, so I feel really good about the weight they stated and that it was accurate. And so I have everything that I need, and for when I get pulled over, if I get pulled over, I feel really good about having everything in order. So with that, I just wanted to say thank you once again, and I appreciate all the likes and comments so far. If you want to leave a comment, feel free to do so down there. I am able to get back to all of them right now, as I am a new channel. I don't have that many people commenting, but when you do, I have the time, and I am able to respond, so I will do that. If anybody has any tips or pointers to give me, things to look out for, feel free to let me know, and I will definitely take that to heart. Having said that, you all have a great day and stay safe. Thank you.